Hello and welcome to Copperwood Mini Disc Golf Course. Keegan will be playing and Trayton will be playing.
Okay, par 3, over water. Water's OB, small puddles and such are not. Looking pretty good.
It's absolutely parked.
Yes.
With all this wind that we have right now, it's actually a really good shot. It's drizzling and it's got some pretty strong winds for many. So we might see a lot of overturning with some of the lighter discs, mainly MVP Nano and Judges. Maybe a little bit with the Innova drivers.
I wouldn't say Innova drivers, I would just say the normal Innovas. That was okay, overturned, maybe a bit of late release.
But you're parked, so you'll get a par. And then I got a birdie. Alright, so I started off with the lead at 1 under, Trey's at evens. Okay, so this next one's a par 5.
Yeah, really long. Actually, it's not really long, it's just a sharp dog leg.
It's probably almost 300 feet.
I mean, there you can see.
Yeah, it overturned a lot more than it normally does. It's just a good thing that I had it high enough.
Yeah, good thing that you turned it over because it was heading right into one of the bush areas.
That is true.
Which is exactly where it looks like I'm going. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, you still overturned a little bit. I don't know, from this angle, it's hard to see if you got an Anheuser, which may have been what it was.
I did get a Heiser.
Heiser?
When I was playing, yes. But I released it early. Okay. Oh, wow. Flick roller, Dimax again.
Dimax Mini Judge. It's probably my favorite for driving. I don't have a mini driver.
There's a Summer, so I mean that thing. It's been a long time since I've done a Summer and Mini.
So that was a Thumber, not a grenade.
Yeah, that was a Thumber.
And you're back in one of those again. We're still about the same distance. Just a flag. You can see that he was throwing straight into a headwind, and the mini Innova drivers, not drivers, are pretty light, so I just pushed it back. Now I'm going with the new MVP Nano. This is a Proton plastic.
Yeah, I'm used to being there no wind, and that's when those things just overturn basically as soon as you flick them. But good layup.
You're going for an approach.
I mean, that time it flipped up.
A little bit, yeah. That was pretty good too. You were probably around 40 feet off, maybe a little bit more. All right, so I have a 2-stroke lead. This one's interesting because we're behind that bush ways, and we're having to throw over it. And I did that with the Proton Nano, and not a bad shot, not a great shot either.
There's another Thumber, not a grenade.
Yeah.
And that one, I say we were about the same distance.
Probably around 20, 25 feet.
Yeah. Maybe not that much, but
hit the basket.
Yeah.
It's so windy, it's pressing our discs down, and I already putt with a nose down putt, so.
There I was just using my Innova driver just because it's heavy to knock out the wind factor.
Still hit the basket.
I'm used to the lighter ones that just glide in.
Alright, so this one's a par 4. It can be played as a par 4 or as a par 3, but because of the wind, we're playing it as a par 4 today. It's probably around 200, maybe a little bit more than 200 feet. You going with the Spike Heiser, right?
Yeah, I just released it too early.
Yeah. So I'm probably around 50 or 60 feet off.
Yeah.
And
like
I'm not.
Snagged a branch.
Yeah, it's a low-hanging branch, which is that's where most of the difficulty is.
That one I got to turn a little bit of the flip up with the DZ, but they just glide.
Too far. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm putting in for birdie, and I miss it.
Yeah, just the nose down again. The wind.
It's not so much the nose down, it's more of the wind. And then you miss it, so we both get a par.
Yes.
So you're tapping in. And I still have a 2-stroke lead at 2 under, and we are going on to hole 5, which is a very long par 5. It's probably around 400 feet.
Yeah.
Which is pretty long for
I mean, there you did the overturn. I overturned it a little bit, way too low on early release, though.
And the wind has picked up since the beginning. It's quite a bit
that
stronger.
shot, yeah, I was at a weird angle.
So I'm going for the flick with the nano. Flick roller, I should say.
Yeah.
And the shrubs just press it down. Then you go power drive with the end of a driver, and you are practically parked. 15 feet. That's not a hard putt. I'm going with the mini judge, I believe.
Yep, Dimax.
Yeah, and you can see the wind just pressed it down. I threw it too low for it to even out.
Again, caught that branch.
Yeah, it looks like I'm in a very similar place from the last hole, just the whole location is different. And then I guess I may have snagged the top of the basket there, but I didn't make it in.
And I gained back both strokes.
Yes, so we're tied at 1 under. So I got a bogey and you got a birdie.
This is the deciding hole, last hole, downhill, then like evens out. There's the creek, OB, and
then-
it's on the rock. So basically, you hit the rock hard enough, it'll just skid right into the water.
Yeah, we're right next to the creek. And this hole's probably around 200 feet if you're counting the up and downs. If it's just straight, it's probably around 60 feet.
I would say
Maybe a little bit longer. And that's what you were trying to do, right? You were just trying to trickle it down onto the rock. Oh, you got out of bounds, which practically means it's over because it's the last hole.
Yeah, that's the nice thing about the DZ minis is mini Innovas is they float. So,
All right, so I won at 1 under.
Yep.
Thanks for watching. Hope to see you next time.